Choose wisely.
Holy Grail Toys is the ultimate destination for rare action figures, exclusive merch, and collector-grade drops. And now, taking pre-orders for the Bandito 112 scale action vehicle from Odd Frog Entertainment, releasing in 2026.
You have chosen wisely.
HolyGrailToys.com.
The Sarlacc Digest, the long-running live stream podcast digesting Star Wars topics for over 1,000 years. Join them for all the latest news, rumors, and theory crafting with none of the drama or the bull. Live every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific Time on YouTube. And don't forget the Sarlacc Toy Chest, covering all the newest Star Wars toy releases and news from Hasbro, Hot Toys, Jakks Pacific, and more. Live every other Monday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Time. Be there and keep it nerdy.
PlasticNews.com. All the latest from Hollywood, toys, gaming, comics, and anything pop culture. PlasticNews.com. Don't forget the IQ. PlasticNews.com.
Well, I guess we'll kick it off. It looks like we got some technical issues. What is up, everybody? Welcome in. This is Pixel Plastic Inc. It is Friday at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. We appreciate all of you joining in and hanging out with us. We have a special guest on tonight, and it's going to be awesome. We have some great topics. Obviously, as the title states, we are going to be going over the packaging of 2025, and then everyone's favorite pre-order mafia, but everyone's absolute favorite is, of course, the buckets for movies. And I don't know if I'm impressed with these or not, but we'll find out later. So grab some popcorn, I guess. Get your favorite toy. Let's sit back, relax, and let's go over 2025 packaging. This is Pixel Plastic and Ink. I'm karate chopping the screen.
Yeah.
Making news out of it. Rad is fighting with the infection of bad packaging from certain places. We're gonna leave him here and see if he could jump back on. However, it has been a long week. So, Mr. Doctor of the Brandleys, how are you doing? What have you been up to? And what is going on in your world, sir?
Well, how much time have we got?
As long as you need, as long as it's under 5 minutes.
Yeah, no, nothing's going on. I'm doing okay.
Doing good. Awesome. What about you, Mr. Alexander Thunderous Storm?
Hey man, doing great, man. It's like, hey, we're just continuing this whole thing of this toy tuber. Seems like everybody's digging it. Love all the replay crew, love everybody that's out there that's been doing the hype and everything. Appreciate all that because it seems to be working. And absolutely rad has transported in.
Mr. Rad, welcome into the show. How are you?
want to do the
Hold
intro.
Hold on. So Steve and I got into a little bit of an argument this week,
Yeah, I heard.
and this is the shit that happens.
Yep.
Yeah, you know,
I want him out. That was so embarrassing.
I'm sure it was an accident.
Yeah.
Steve got you up. Yeah.
It's ridiculous. I don't want to slow the show. Thank you, Chet, for filling in on the intro.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to say. How do we let? We got some. After the show, we talking about Steve's employment. Okay.
We're talking.
Anybody in the chat, you want Steve's job? You let me know ASAP.
Steve is in big trouble.
What the hell?
You act like we were replacing all the crap that he takes from all of us and everything. You're never going to find anybody to do that for free.
I mean,
No.
the kids got some balls cutting me off like that, man.
You got your mic off. You got your video
What
off.
the hell?
We get what we pay for. You know, that's
That
all
is-
I'm saying.
Well, look. I don't want to slow the show because Chet, you said it best. We got amazing things happening in the world of toys, but we also have an amazing special guest host tonight as well. Steve, don't you dare. Don't you dare.
We know where you are, Steve.
And I could say all the things about this extraordinary guest, friend of the show, amazing toy builder, maker, creative. But I'm going to stop there because I'm going to let Mr. Storm say the intro because he'll do it better than I ever could.
Wow.
Mr. Storm, who
Hell
are we
of a lot of
bringing on?
pressure. Hell of a lot of pressure. Hey man, to the guy that put in independent into the word of independent toys, a gentleman that actually grinding every day and doing things that other people wish they could do because he's following his dreams. From Odd Frog Entertainment, our business partner, and just an overall great human being. And every time he's on, always enjoy to talk. In fact, I get to talk to him every damn day, so that makes it even better. Kelly from Odd Frog Entertainment, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, look at his
Hey,
face.
guys.
Look at him. There he is.
First of all, I appreciate the illustrious intro. I almost feel like you guys got to come up with something else so I don't have all this stuff to live up to, but thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Well, we're setting the bar and the expectations very high. And we're excited that towards the tail end of the show, we got some exciting announcements in the world of toys, specifically as it pertains to Odd Frog. Some big announcements and news. So stay tuned. You will not want to miss this. Plus some other news too in the world of SKN, Vault 9, Mr. Storm, Dr. Brantley, Chet. We're working on some big things. So super exciting. But welcome, Kelly.
Also,
again.
Thanks for having me, guys.
I would like to point out that Kelly is on this show for a very specific reason. As someone who worked at Mattel and worked on packaging, we felt like this is someone that could come in with a unbiased eye of like toy packaging and go through, because I mean he's had misery working through products. So that's, I wanted to add that. You know, it's not just for the Bandito and Odd Frog and all that stuff. This is we try to bring people on that are part of the industry that have done it, and this is this right here, this face right here
Pile on that pressure, Chet.
has done it. So with that being said, Mr. Alex of the Thunderous Storm, what's going on?
Hey man, a couple of key things, but first, hey, big welcome to everybody that has put their hard-earned dollars, because like PBS, we couldn't do this without you. To all the Shadow Nose Network members, channel members, we'd like to do a special thank you. You guys can throw that on the screen.
Hey,
From the Shadow
appreciate
Elite,
it.
the Shadow Syndicate, and the Prospects. That's right. You guys are grinding yourselves up and trying to make your way up into making sure you get into the syndicate and to the elite levels. But we appreciate each and every person that drops their dollars on there. Again, it goes to everything. It goes to keeping Steve off the streets. We like to thank everybody.
Oh,
for that.
don't worry about that. That's where he's headed. So that's money's going to the lunch money for us working behind the scenes, who's actually working behind the scenes. No, but Mr. Storm, we appreciate the fun. Like, and for those of you tuning in for the very first time, hit the subscribe, the like, follow us, spread the word, and if you catch us on the replay, you catch us in the live, hop in the chat. We love that participation. I was thinking about it because I'm more of an inbox collector, although I do like some of the bigger figs. It feels like we're in this incredible transition period because, as you all recall, like packaging was really great, and then COVID hit, and then we got really shitty packaging. We got like non-window packaging display, and it was just really terrible for most lines, not all. And now we're at this rebirth where we're starting to get a beautiful packaging design again, even evolving to a place where I think we can talk about it. It feels even better than past action figure lines. And they're all competing for shelf space to get the eye catching of the kids, the collectors. So I'm so excited to talk about this as mostly an inbox collector. So, gentlemen, should we just get into things here?
Well, before they do that, we can't ignore the people in the chat.
Oh, we can't.
All the guys in there because they've been waiting for their questions and everything else. And we're going to roll that through. We got the one and the only
Meeks
guy that makes us look good at conventions, Mr. Meeks. Thank you, sir. Like I said, again, you got Commander Bly giving love to Meeks right there. The salute. Definitely right there. I love this. CS the director, second in the chat. What's up, everyone?
Ooh,
Appreciate everybody. That's 1 or 100 in the chat. We appreciate everybody else coming through. And like I said, then we've got, actually, the Shadow News Network actually shouting out tonight. Steve. Steve,
who did that?
Steve's working, bro.
Steve is working.
Guy that has a very interesting YouTube channel that always puts the fun into toys, shelf life. Love the stuff. If you guys haven't subscribed, go over there and subscribe to him. What's up, dudes? I'm hyped for this 100%. And as an inbox collector for the most part. So you share something with Rad. Then we've got, right here, we got Patty that jumped in. Great night. Yep, absolutely. And then, we got Commander Bly giving it to poor Steve and everything else like that. And then Meeks wants to let us know we're kicking Steve to the curb.
Thank
Steve,
you.
Don't worry about it.
Thank
We'll
you.
talk after the show. You'll be good.
Appreciate it.
So, man, again, this is one where this was Rad's topic. I will tell you that. A couple of weeks ago, he brought up this situation, and we were like, all right, we're getting to the end of the year. We're going to start having some of our best stuff. And we thought, look, man, we always rip through this stuff. But there are people that appreciate the inbox collection. But before we get to that, we got to tell you right here on the Shadows Network, where you and I and everyone else knows, it is Toyvember. That's right. We have coined this month Toyvember. That's a trademark and everything, and it's not pending, actually. We've got Toyvember on the Shadows Network is here, your ultimate guide to the holiday toy rush. From breaking down this season's must-have collectibles, hard-to-find grails, and hot pre-orders before they disappear. That's before they disappear. Learn how to avoid reseller markups, score retail wins, and hunt smart for figures that define your collection heading into Christmas and beyond. So New Year's, there'll be a little stuff that's going out there too. This is your month-long survival guide for toy collectors who play to win the holidays. And Dead Man, what's up, people? There you go, my people, actually. Absolutely. Everybody out there in the Toyworks Live and Toyworks world, thank you very much for tuning in. We appreciate you guys too. So we're going to get into the packaging. Now, here's one thing I'll let you know. I know chat's kind of done this. I don't know if Dr. Brentley did it. I've got a shit ton of like boxes all over here, empty boxes. I do save all the boxes, take stuff out. So we've actually got some in studio, just little displays if we need them, but a bunch of stuff's on the screen. So we will jump to our first asset of the night and everything. Best action figure packaging of 2025. Again, Mr. Maddox, you want to let people know about, that this is just our opinion. You bring your little spiel up.
Yeah. So it's important to understand that everything we talk about on this podcast and Toy Box Chronicles, while it is our own opinion and it is probably realistically the bar set for the toy industry, since we are the premier toy podcast on YouTube. It's really just our opinions, and it's not necessarily 100% facts. Some may argue. However, this show, as we go, is all opinion based, and we want to hear yours in the chat. So if you don't like what we're saying, tell us. We need to know.
I just want to say, what's discussed in this show is not representative of Odd Frog Entertainment.
Someone's got to mute his mic. Someone's got to mute that guy. I don't know why is he?
Yeah. Where's Steve when you need him?
Yeah, I know. Wow, Steve.
You're slacking again, Steve.
Careful, Kelly. Bly usually kicks people out for saying things like that.
All right. Well, like I said again, the best packaging. Yeah, I know. There you go. It's already starting. We are dropping in first from a line that, again, I can actually give you an example because I got an example here too, just in case we can see it. Operation Monster Force from Fresh Monkey Fiction. Look, now they're not the first to design this, but they are doing it better than, let's say, a la NECA, because they actually do not have little vinyls. They actually have a little magnetized strip that's in here that actually holds it. And one interesting thing about it too is they actually give a tad bit, not so much of an origin, but just a page of their actual comic that's in there as well. And again, all the packaging, it sits real nice. If you're an inbox collector like Shelf Life, if you're an inbox collector like Rad, this will sit on the shelf right, and actually almost has kind of like a book format to it. In a certain way. So it's a beautiful way, great artwork. You kind of know what it is. The back does kind of give you just the way the old school breakdown and descriptions of some of the upline and that characters, and so you can actually purchase the new ones. I think this is one of the better and smarter ones, but it's not just my opinion. What do you guys feel about it? Let's go with Kelly first.
Well, thank you. First of all, I love this. I really love this. You get the best of both worlds, really, because you get the window box and you get the artwork. And I'm a huge comic book guy. I have been since I was a kid. I'm drawing comics now, and I love that they added that little feature and that story element inside there. And look, there's not really a lot, like everything about Monster Force I love, like right down to the coloring of the characters and stuff. Like whoever designed the color is obviously a color theory person. It works so well. And like, to do stuff like they did with color, it's so subtle. And if you don't get it right, it doesn't work. But as far as the packaging goes, like this is a total win for me.
Okay. And we will hit up Rad. Your thoughts on it being the premier inbox collector?
Yeah, I mean, I've always been a fan of stuff that can display like as a book, right? There's a reason why I like the McFarlane I love the McFarlane way it could stack and you have it very clearly what the figure is. I've always appreciated that. So I know like some people are like, well, I'd rather have the art on the spine. I actually like the name of the figure itself. Yeah. That's the reason why I like some of like the NECA horror figures where they could display as books. I appreciate that. I've always appreciated NECA, like the front cover protects the glass or the plastic bubble as well. I love the comic art. I love the concept. It's really cool. And I think like if you're going to pay this kind of money, $40 on average for a figure, this is the style of packaging I would expect. The only drawback is if you are someone that likes to display figures on a peg. Like you see behind me, sometimes I like that. Yeah. This doesn't really display well. You can't see the figure. But I think this is really premier, really great, really elite packaging. I appreciate the detail, the art. So this is a big thumbs up for me, man. I think they did it really well and setting the bar for future action figures. Is it incredibly creative? I think there's some other folks doing that a little bit better, but overall, it's good stuff.
Mr. Maddox.
Shelf Life say I'm not a fan of this opening thing. Kind of makes it hard to display. Yeah. However, the window looks amazing. I would agree with that. Look, I have always liked the NECA box and how they did it. I think it's great. I really loved the original TMNT movie Turtles that they did for San Diego Comic-Con back in the day. I still have that one. It's one of my favorites. They did it really well. CS says I've never been a fan of those type of boxes. I threw out all those in my collection and just kept the figure. That's true. I know a lot of people. I've done that. But you know, I think these guys, I think they did it well. I think they took the Velcro thing and made it magnetic, and it's just a better. It's a better. If you are someone that wants a box, I just think this holds it tighter to the box, so there's less room for getting messed up. What are your thoughts on it?
Well, yeah, I give you the same way when it comes to that. Now, one thing that we were talking about, same thing, the difference between NECA, where we've been kind of doing a lot of Ross toy hunts and everything because it's RossCon of 2025, and so we've been out there. And I picked up the thing, Kurt Russell actor,
McCreary.
and the thing, and the thing that killed me is that the Velcro part was like, I guess it had been around the heat and it just was not able to seal, so it just came loose. And that was one of those things where it's kind of like, oh man, it kind of messed up the box a little bit. And that's why I appreciate the Operation Monster Force Fresh Monkey Fiction version, is that it just slides in, it goes flush, and that Velcro is not holding, it's not kind of like damaging the box on the inner or the outer, because you do kind of, you press it down too hard, there's a little bit of an impression if you're into that kind of thing. Yeah, man does say, is it a collector friendly? Meaning, is it easy to repack? Yeah, these are actually easy to repack because I've taken them out, take all the accessories out. Is actually because I usually keep the accessories, but I keep all my boxes. I just don't display them anymore in them. But I'm crazy. I have a storage unit full of boxes somewhere. So they're getting over there. Mr. Brentley, what do you think about it, sir?
So yeah, the difference between the NECA boxes is so much better. Like, I don't know how much the magnet costs versus the Velcro. It's a little bit more, I'm sure, but it's worth it because I got a bunch of NECA boxes, and sometimes the Velcro works perfectly. Sometimes it comes, like the sticker comes apart from the front, so it's just the Velcro sticking to itself and the front is flapping open. Sometimes it's just torn off completely. So this is much better. It's easier to open. And it's a cool design too. CS, the director, Ross has all these overstocked, especially with gargoyles, ET, gremlins, and in my area, they're not selling.
Oh, all right. Well, we might have to talk to you after the show because we're still looking for a couple more.
I'll take some gremlins.
Yeah, I need the gremlins. I've been trying to find those. I can't find those. But
I want those the Gremlins 2 construction 2-pack if anybody finds it cheap.
Kelly, what are your thoughts?
As far as the packaging,
he went over that.
Oh yeah, he went over. Yeah, that's right.
I like it. You know, I'm not an inbox collector. It's a decision I made for myself, believe it or not. As a designer, when I started getting into design in the toy world, I was like, I have to play with these.
Yeah.
And I just don't have the room in my life to keep all the boxes. Obviously, there's some stuff I'm like, oh, this is cool, and I'm going to keep this or whatever. But for the most part, you really, if you're designing things, you're looking at those products, you know, with an eye of what you could possibly do and stuff like that. So I pull it out, I get rid of the box usually, unless it's really compelling. And so I like this kind of stuff because, first of all, I love story. And so if they can include that kind of element in the toy, I think it just gives it like richness and depth right off the bat. I will agree with the font. I mean, that's straight from Illustrator. So it's you know, but I think it fits the overall aesthetic to a certain degree. And I like this kind of stuff. And I think Deadman makes a good point. Like, because if it's easy to repack, then I probably will keep the box, you know, because I lose everything. So if I can keep all the little hands and stuff in there, that's a major plus. But oh man, there's the man right there.
You go.
Yo, Vonner.
The man, the myth, the absolute legend shows up.
I think one of the things that they don't have to worry about is they're competing for shelf space.
Yeah.
And so, like, the only thing that I would say is these don't pop, right?
Yeah.
I think this is, if you're going to buy Operation Monster Force, you're going to buy it at a convention, it's usually adult collector. But the only drawback is the colors don't grab your attention. So if this was up against Ninja Turtles or whatever, the kid's not going to be like, oh, look at this. So they have the luxury of doing that. But I think overall it's good packaging.
All right.
I like too that they included like an element of toy photography in it. Like that's fun
for sure.
Yeah, most definitely. Then we go on to the next one, and this one, well, we're
Mhm.
saying that best packaging of 2025, not from the beginning of time, 2025. We actually got to see this first, and actually, hey, it's the famous guy from Commander Bly. I know who he's talking about. It's not us. And it was the one of those interesting things that you didn't expect, but they popped up. The Void Rivals, which is the Transformers and the Transformers and GI Joe crossover, and he did some packaging. And the best part about it, it mimics the actual comic in like interior artwork.
Yeah.
So they kind of did. We saw this. This was selling extremely well at the Hasbro Pulse booth, and a lot of people were extremely happy to get it. It was like, I think it was 119 if I'm not mistaken, but it's worth it. And again, another example of special item, but if you actually put it on the shelf, it looks good. If you take it out of the box, it looks great. Kind of gets both on that one. So again, Rad, your thoughts on this one?
I mean, I like this packaging. I love Transformers packaging in general. I always appreciate when there's really great art. Oh, yep. If you like Operations Monster, you ain't seen nothing yet. That's for sure. That is for sure. But this is an example, right? This is the 86 line
Yeah.
Optimus Prime. The art is just phenomenal, man. Like, you can't beat it. Like that 80s cartoon. Ramen Toy, what's up, Ace?
What's up, Ace?
What's going on,
Up in the
Ace?
house. We got all the famous folks from the toy industry on the channel tonight.
Wow.
But I've always loved Transformers, man. And this is obviously a balance of appeasing the collectors who are into this, but also competing for shelf space, right?
Yeah.
In Walmarts, in Targets, what catches the kids' eyes. They got a variety of different lines. I think the only drawback is if you get like some of the cheaper Transformer stuff, that's it. The box is pretty much shot, right? So and so that's built to collect and play with or whatever. Some of the high-end Transformer stuff you can repack, but it's a win for me, man. I love what Transformers does here, and this Jetfire 3-pack is amazing.
Yeah.
And you know, when you start getting this is a real show.
Not the wax stuff.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. And CS Director says, I have this Jetfire in the Shattered Glass version and with no box displayed like it should be.
I agree with him on that one. Yeah.
Gotta give him credit where he's credit. Mr. Maddox, and the great thing about this Void, because we did see it in person.
Yeah, look, I love this box. I say it every time. I'm gonna keep saying it. I stay away from Transformers on purpose because it is a mental illness I have with buying Transformers, and I know this, so I don't buy them. This is fantastic, though. This is really good. I think it's a great box. I think this is one of the ones where also like the box looks good, even if you take the Transformer out of it, you can still display it. But you know, Transformers, I'm gonna say this, so they do have like. In my opinion, Transformers doesn't have a middle ground. I think it's either really good packaging or just like, what did I buy? So this is great though.
Dr. Brentley.
Yeah, I think this is a cool sort of hybrid between the closed box and the open plastic packaging you can see. It's a really cool way to display it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, from the Transformers, we jump
wait a
into.
minute. Can I say something about it real quick? Because
you know what? I forgot about you, Kelly.
Yeah, we didn't.
Sorry about that, brother. Yeah, go right ahead. Yeah.
So just for the sake of disagreement, to make things a little bit interesting, while I do like the packaging and stuff, I would say just from a technical kind of standpoint, just like there's a couple things that rub me wrong on it a little bit, just overall. So when I'm thinking about packaging for our stuff or anything, if I'm working for another company or doing stuff, this one is a little busy for me. So I'm trying to think of packaging as overall composition and then focusing in on like what I want people to look at. And just from a purely design, like I don't like that the overslide box gets over that T or too close to the T where it's not spaced out even. Like that kind of stuff just drives me nuts when I'm thinking about packaging design.
Yeah.
I do get it. Like I like, I'm a McFarlane fan, so I love detail and I love all that stuff. I'm just, for me, as an aesthetically kind of thing, when I'm making a package, I want to be focused, and this is just a little bit busy for me.
Well,
okay.
David Bonner agrees with you, and we'll hit it up.
Thank you, David.
Shelf life and everything. I'm a huge fan of SS and SS86.
Yep.
Nice windows and character arts. My dad raised me on G1. He
Mhm.
taught you right. He taught you right.
Mhm.
Did collect Transformers as an adult, but this brought me back. Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
So Kelly, you're saying we're gonna have 100 million designs on the Bandito boxes, but that's what you're saying. It's gonna be like
Yeah.
a big graffiti. Just we have no idea what the hell's going on. It's just everywhere.
Yeah, we're just gonna stamp it with Tokidoki art and call it a day.
Love it.
CS director said I cut the front of the box and put it up on the wall. Actually, smart idea. Transformers box art is awesome. Don't get me started with the huge Titan box.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he does. And
Now,
then-
I will say one thing though about the busyness of it is Transformers to me have always been very busy just because of all the stuff that they do. Always the box art with the robots and the vehicles always looks like a giant mess to me, and sometimes I can't even tell what's happening. So that to me is just sort of the brand. But I do agree with you.
Yeah.
Ramen Toy, they have enough talents at Hasbro to come up with creative packaging. Yes, they do. Just not those plastic-free packaging with no window and you can touch the item.
Yep. He's
Just
got
have to secure it very well inside there.
He's got a good
Lots of
plan
little
on that.
plastic loops.
Now, yeah, actually different. Then we jump into, and actually funny because we didn't know he was going to be on tonight, but he's on. Ace from Ramen Toys. Look, this one thing I will say is actually I've got the box right here, so you can actually see it in person as well as on the screen. For the R4. Hold on, let me pull this back and everything. I'm messing this all up, man. But you can see that this is what you're supposed to do with illustration and artwork on your packaging. And you get all the little details on the back. It's a great box. I have the Ramen Racer, great box on the Ramen Racer, great box on the Vans. You can see the Hunter tanks right there. And the one thing that kind of dropped me on this idea is, wow, I didn't know you guys were continuing.
Oh yeah, you're in there. You are in there.
We put the good stuff in, bro. But when you're looking at this, the one thing that I give credit for is with the Hunter box, it looks like a military tackle box.
Yeah,
that was a very interesting design. It's one of those things where I'm like, wow, it jumped at me because it makes the box as a piece of artwork. And of course, he's got, like with the Vans, it is actual artwork on it. So that was the creativeness that I thought, and that's the reason why he made it to the list. Let's go, Kelly, your thoughts.
So yeah, I think this kind of proves my point from the last one beautifully. So this is just classic, wonderful graphic design. You got a limited color palette. If you're looking at the van in the car, you've got a limited color palette. Think Sin City, Damon Red, That Yellow Bastard kind of stuff.
Yep.
It's just really impactful. It jumps at your eyeball. And then with the Hunter, you can see that, you can have all this detail, but look how the product pops and is just right up. You can look even in the background. There's a little atmospheric perspective, so it makes the foreground of the actual item that you're buying pop even more.
Yep.
And then all the logos and all the details, the logo is right there. And then all the other stuff that should be minimalized is minimalized. And what can I say about the ammo box? That's just, I grew up with Marines in my family. I had a tank shell for my first penny bank. So I love that kind of stuff.
Say, Mr. Maddox.
I'm a huge fan of the one thing too that I will say about this is Hunter tanks and Ravs are illustrated by Chris Gelsey, and my input was to make it into an ammo box design. Yeah, it's a good idea. Look, at the end of the day, like the ramen vehicles, when you get them, they're the same thought process is also put into how do you package it, right? So the Ramen Racer and the van, like the Ramen Racer is probably one of the best packaged anythings I've ever gotten in my entire life. It's like you could just throw it and it's probably not going to ruin anything. But But I'm with Kelly. I think that this is a classy way to get a lot of information out in a short amount of time. And you have to look at a box of how do you tell a story. And I think that this tells the story when you look at it. Your eye goes to where your eye needs to go to, but it travels, so you get to see what you're looking at. So
it leads the eye, you would say. Yeah.
I would say travel.
Yeah.
My eyes are not easily led. So
we'll go with Dr. Brittley next in Rad.
So I love the car and the Ramen Racer and the Rev vans, because that reminds me of the packaging they used to do like back in the 80s when you used to get some bigger designs like that. But my absolute favorite, and this is going to be tough to beat for the rest of the night, is that ammo box. I love the ammo box design, where, just having that on its own, just the box, I could be happy with that on a shelf somewhere. Yeah, that looks cool as hell.
Yeah, piece of art, Rad.
I'm gonna say, look, a controversial as an inbox collector, I like to keep most of the stuff in box, and that includes some vehicles. But I like that it's not windowed and it's completely sealed, because you're like, I gotta open this freaking thing and see what it looks like and play with it. And as an inbox collector, well, the bad boy had come out, so there it is.
There you go.
And I think very similar to Bandito, that thing's popping out of the box too. I don't care how beautiful the package is. Like, vehicles deserve to breathe and put figures in and display. I love the packaging here, but I think the best thing you could do is tease it to where it's like, I can't let this sit. I got to open this bad boy. And I think the art does that really well, right? Took me back to the days where I'm like, damn, I wish I had an 18 van. And now I do, because I never was able to afford one. They never made it one this big. So I would say look, that's what it's designed for, man. And I want to put some dings in the car. I want to upgrade the car. I want to do some customization of the car. So I'm all in, man. I love the box, but let the vehicles breathe.
Yeah. Well, one who's always doing some breathing, Smeeks, gifted one SKN.
And that Rad Toy Galaxy got that one. So congrats on that.
Right.
Thank you, Meeks.
And getting a little cheered from a dead man. And actually, Rad, right here on the point is Mr. Vonner says, Rad, I made the same suggestion at Mattel and no one got it. That's exactly it. There you go. Like minds. Always work alike. So again, from Ramen Toys to our next contender on the list. We got Action Force. And that is
Action Force.
Valaverse. And look,
next.
Look, you let me get my stilo out, man.
Sorry.
Where you do something like that. Wow. All right.
Sorry.
So, from actual ammo boxes to the new clams, and actually we do have the Sidewinder Dated Dead figure. Actually, Mr. Maddox has it. These are, look, he went from boxes, which, look, if you're going to try to keep prices down, you move to more or less the clams. We all know this. So, he kept that competitively in mind. You've got it right here. You've got it seen right there. And it's one where, like, if you wanted to slide out the back, right, you don't have to damage the actual card back to get it out, right, Chet?
Yeah, it's right. I mean, it folds up right here and then it slides out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I said again, standard clamshells and everything else like that. Look, it sits on it hits the criteria before Rad City. It's the criteria where most people want, where you can put it on an actual hook, hang it on the wall. You can actually slide the character out, not damage the box. There's a lot of pluses and minuses, in my opinion. But we'll go with it. Dr. Brittley, what's your thoughts on this?
Well, the main problem I have is the background of it. It's a perfect opportunity to either do art or to make the character pop. You need a different color than the same color that the character is. Like, the green on green is not really working for me. Like, it melds together. And, up top with Action Force, there should probably be something, it doesn't have to be an explosion like G.I. Joe, but, have some sort of, artwork that looks actiony. It's a package only an opener could love.
Damn, boy. Jesus.
I thought Chet wasn't going to come back.
Well, you know.
But anyway, that's my.
All right, we will go with Chet next, since you did get up and actually get these situations, but also took the cue from the Four Horsemen is what that man wanted us to know.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, he's gone again. Red? What?
Yeah.
No, let's see what he brings out. What's he bringing out? He's going into Chet's toy box at this point.
Well, see, since he's taking his sweet time.
I'm not taking my sweet time.
Four Horsemen.
Is that the Barbarian? Can't tell.
Yeah, so here's the Four Horsemen, right?
But there's they're sliding the same way. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's what Jetman's saying.
Okay,
So,
got it.
Yeah. So look, I don't know about this one. Kind of looks like a Five Below toy. The back color looks kind of cheap. Yeah.
Five Below. Jeez, man. Just
hey, well, you know, hey man.
Look. All right, look.
Well, you should have noticed it. He's getting his toys headed to
look, man. I'm just gonna jump ahead here, and then I'll let Kelly close this out because I appreciate anybody making stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like you make stuff, you create stuff. This is not me bashing anything. This is me just commenting on like comparison to other stuff. This ain't special. I mean, come on, let's be honest. We've seen the same thing over and over again. You know, it's nothing special. Maybe the art is different, the logo is different. Look, you get to see what the accessories are. That's great. Line of sight. I never understood though, like if you have the opportunity as this is really not on the big box retailer shelf. So again, like I don't understand, like from a peg hook perspective, you're not really competing. So do something more like special. Operation Monster Force did it. They're like, hey, we're it's not going to really be sitting on shelves. So let's go above and beyond. We're going to charge $35-40. Let's do something special. This doesn't speak special to me. Maybe it's designed that way where it's like, okay, it's going to be like Joe style or whatever it may be.
I think so. I think that's where
I get it. Like, of course it's Joe style. I mean, Action Force, right? It's G.I. Joe squared. But what I would just say is it just doesn't stand out to me. Like I love that it's clear, it's visible, it's not behind, boxes. But again, if you're gonna stand out, man, do something different. Be creative. That's what, at least my perspective. I'll buy something if I see the packaging investment. If it's like, damn, that is fucking creative. I've never seen that before. Or the art's cool. You got a really cool artist. Nothing that speaks to that. And that's okay. I'm not bashing. I'm just saying that's my perspective. So kudos to people making this stuff and producing this stuff. It's just about my personal taste, and that's it. So
yeah, well, Ramen Toy says packaging design is an evolution. Mattel has done a lot of interesting ones with their Hot Wheels exclusive. Yeah, true. And the packaging is a presentation of the product. Absolutely. Kelly, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I want to be careful here because I like a lot of what Valaverse is doing. Like, for us, we'll probably just stay away from military toys because he's doing a really good job of it. And I'm a fan of G.I. Joe. And for me, Valaverse is like G.I. Joe 2.0. In a lot of ways, what he's doing is what I wish Hasbro would do with G.I. Joe. Yeah, which is make compelling characters, But that being said, I feel like this packaging is a total afterthought. And I'm going to be really brutal here, guys. Sorry. And I just wanted to preface it by saying that, I really like what he's doing with his action figures. But it reminds me, you guys have seen American Graffiti, and I mean, maybe only our age people will understand this, but this packaging on the left reminds me of that line where Harrison Ford says, hey, I'm looking for the guy with the piss yellow car with the puke green interior. And I'm sorry, I know that's harsh, but it's just the first thing that popped into my mind. Like that, there's a way to do a simple background. And one of the things with Motu back in the day, I mean, how old was I? 5 or something? and it just leaped off the shelf. And part of it, all these different colors and all this stuff. So they picked one background that would make all of them pop.
Yeah.
And showcase the character. And Dr. Brantley really kind of stole my designer thunder. That background, when the character and all the stuff is completely lost on that weird yellow or green,
Well, the thing is, I think he did it well on the one on the right. And I think that pops in. And the issue is that I don't like that it get lost because the figure is good. So it's like, but a lot of people I know that do collect Action Force really just honestly take it out and that's it,
and that's the purpose of it. It's stand on the shelf.
If you got people that are producing 3.75 figures that the packaging is better than you making 6-inch figures, you need to take a look yourself in the mirror and say, what are we doing wrong?
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
you think about the real
me...
estate and packaging and smaller figures, and if they're crushing it, Grindhouse Toys as an example, you got to be thinking about, man, we got to be a bit more creative here on the packaging design.
Yeah,
that's all.
Too, especially if you're presenting yourself as a competitor to some of the bigger companies, right? They have whole teams of people that are thinking about packaging every single day.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right.
Toys R Us, they used to have like the packages that were the generic things like, police force. And that's what this reminds me of. It's like they don't really have a logo. It's just throw some characters in a package.
All right. Well, from Action Force, we move on to Marvel Legends. And Marvel Legends this year have been doing a bunch of things. Made-to-order figures with some different boxes. They actually had the San Diego Comic-Con, the Snap 3 pack from the Savage Land. Retro card backs. I think that they are doing a very good job with the retro card backs. They're not really flimsy. They're really hard on the cardboard. They do a really good job. I was also kind of impressed with, I kind of like their open box windows with the Gamerverse, and there's their basic figure. Sits on the shelf, right? You can see it if you're an in-box collector. It works for you, except for the Dragon Man. It's meant to be taken out because there's really no, you got to take them out to see them. But I think they've done a pretty good job, but I was highly impressed with their retro card backs. Jet?
Yeah, I think that Marvel has more hits than they do misses. I don't really I'm impressed with this Juggernaut one. Like when I got it, I was like, I don't really like they squeezed him into the box, that's for sure. I really like the Snap 3-pack. That one's really cool. I actually haven't even opened that one yet, and typically I open things. So but the Fantastic Four one, the Dragon Man one, I thought was good for what it was. I think it could have been a little bit better, but I understand why they did what they did. I will say though, they are killing it with the retro card backs. They've done a really good job at updating it to handle the weight. And I think that's the difference, right? Like when you go back to like 3 1/4, like you had the figures weren't heavy. I don't collect Marvel Legends, but dang, their stuff pops on shelves. I definitely can appreciate it. Yeah, exactly. And like, this is something that like Rad and I talked about a while ago, but like, I don't know of a company that's going to top Toy Biz when they were making packaging, right? And so a lot of the stuff they're doing now is good. And the retro card backs, I like that they reinforced it because it is heavier than like the 3 3/4 figures were. So it needs to be reinforced. So I think it's good. I think these are all great. I think their window is good. There's World War II figures coming out. So it's good. But yeah, that's where I'm at on there. It's good.
All right. Kelly, your thoughts?
Yeah, man, I love these. I tell you guys all the time when we're talking and creating stuff that there's subtle things you can do with proportion and stuff where you don't necessarily have to change the size of the figure. There's things you can manipulate with proportions. And it's kind of genius, really, actually. It's such a simple thing, but the fact that he doesn't fit quite in the window makes that character look bigger than it actually is. And the hands right there next to him that look just like friggin' gargantuan. That's so smart. And like on the Snap one, you know, here's another example of like, you can have complicated art in your packaging, but look how it's muted to showcase the figures and forefront the figures. So like, this is a total win for me.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with David here. I mean,
agree with David too.
I've said this many times. Marvel Universe is like my favorite line because you can collect them all, have them all on one shelf. But yeah, no, it was great.
Rad.
Look, again, as Chet said, I think Toy Biz, the old days of Legends, it'll be tough to top that. I'm not a Legends or Marvel fanboy. I collect Marvel stuff. I do think though the Snap 3-pack is contender for the best package of the year. I love when it's like a mini diorama.
Yeah.
And you capture the essence of what you're trying to create with the figures. This was a SDCC exclusive. It did its point. It pops. It's to the point. Even if you're not a Marvel collector, you understand you're buying like that dinosaur era. Like, what in the hell is this? This is so cool. It's one of the best packaging displays I've seen this year, for sure. They did a great retro card backs, but those things were designed a while ago. They just redid them, right, with the 6-inch scale. So they enhanced them, but it's nothing new. I still like it. The Game Reverse line has been really good. You know, even the Max series stuff is really good. You know, this is like very similar to the Valaverse stuff, right? Except I think it's better where you could display it on a shelf if you want with the figure versus just a peg hook, and you get to see all the displays and stuff. So big kudos to the Marvel Hasbro team this year for stepping up, because they were in a period of darkness, man. Their figures were just garbage, especially the packaging, all that stuff that showed up at Ross. And I get COVID impacted that to some capacity, but I like these things. Like, they're just not where they were 15, 20 years ago. But I think in terms of design, aesthetic, pops, grabbing attention on this Walmart Target.
Ago?
That's what I'm saying. I think we got somebody in the chat was working. And look, this ain't being fanboy. This is just reality. Like, there's no question in my mind. Some of the Toy Biz stuff, man. I mean, are they ever going to make a better Blade figure than the Toy Biz one? No, they will not. They will not. They will never make one that is better than that or on display. So I just say, kudos to the Marvel Hasbro team. Regardless of what you have anything against Hasbro or whatever, I think they've stepped up their game pretty tremendously this year. So I got to give them some love. Some love.
Dr. Bentley.
The Snap is a great packaging because this is one where you want to keep the box to display them in. I love all that stuff that's dioramas that, you know, actually goes, you can use sort of as a little bit of a play set or a display. And with the Wolverine figure, you can see the difference with a background that's a different color than your main character. He stands out. You can see all the stuff. It's much more pleasing to the eye. So,
absolutely. All right. Well, from Marvel Legends, we jump into people that's been making waves, and I've actually seen these on the shelf, and I got to give them a little credit for their ingenuity. Jada Toys in their Street Fighter. This is the Street Fighter 2 version of them. But I've always dug the mini arcade kind of like, you know, boxing that they've done, because it's extremely smart. If you look behind Mr. Maddox right there, you can actually see the real McCoy back there. So, and that's a real size. That's not an arcade one-up. That's 100% that you put the quarters in back in the days, and you scribed your name on the side of it. That's what it was. And then from there, they did some San Diego Comic-Con exclusives that they did this year. And they actually upped that box a little bit more, made it a little bit more premium. Now, while it's kind of like a slip cover off it. So, you know, if you still want to display it, you still have the box art behind it. You know, I think they did a pretty good job on this, but they are moving up when it comes to like their ideas and thoughts with their packaging. You know, Dr. Brentley, what do you think about it?
Yeah, these look good. These are well done. Commander Bly agrees. Yeah, it's nothing that jumps out and says buy me, but it looks very good.
Yeah. Rad.
Yeah, I loved what Jada's doing, especially with this line. I mean, in honesty, I picked up a couple of these, like, you know, the standard Street Fighter figures. The packaging's cheap. I mean, it's not something you save unless you kept it in. But I think it's cool. It like brings it to life. It's an arcade thing. They charge $25, so you're not going to get a ton more than that. But I think they've done a really great job. I don't know if it's spectacular, but I think it does its point.
Okay. And Kelly.
Yeah, I agree with Rad. The packaging's, it's there. I will say, like, I have a close friend that I went to design school with that works for Jada. And for them to jump into the action figure game out of nowhere like this, it's so impressive. I love what they're doing. But yeah, the packaging's, it's all right. I love the power bar thing on the top. That's really cool. Yeah, and the arcade element and stuff like that, that's cool. And that's, if it's actually folded that way, there's people literally that their job is to think of how to fold and create different boxes, and that's not cheap stuff to do. So yeah, it doesn't jump out at me, but it's not a loss, I would say.
Yeah. And Mr. Maddox.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. I've got a couple of these, but it's not something I'm just like, oh, I need to keep it in the package. But it's good.
All right. And Tripping with Toys says Jada has been killing it with all of their figures, boxes, and packaging. I agree, Trippin.
What's up, Trippin?
All right, we move into we had to put them on the list and everything. We got a little thing about it, but McFarlane, look, I think he keeps it very plain and basic. I give him credit for that. I will say we've seen the Ross exclusive card backs, and that's where he's taken the part of, like, there's absolutely no quality in that. Everyone that we saw at Ross was either destroyed or ripping apart or something. So I understand it's a cost-saving thing, but you got to put a little bit more into that. These were terrible to see in person. Again, now, if you're an inbox collector and you want to pick up some of his vehicles, like the Batcycle, you can. Now, it's other vehicles, the bigger ones, like the Batmobiles, they don't have open boxes. They just have the artwork or like a photo on the side of that. But it's very basic. But McFarlane does make it to the list because he's banking out a bunch of stuff. So we got to ask yourself, and I'm waiting. I got to see this one. I want Rad's thoughts on this one first, because there's the reason why we joke about McFarlane all the time.
I mean, I've said it before. I like the standard McFarlane, like the Atom Smasher, the Spectre 2-pack. I love the window display. I love that it could shelf life. This McDonald's with packaging. Love their old Halo figs, but this, nah. Well, look, I think for most of it, it's not. I don't like the ones that hang on pegs. I do appreciate the ones that could fit on shelves, as talked about early in the show. It's very clear to see what it is. I just like the really super clean design of it, and that could display over a bookcase, and you pull it out and you see the figures super clear. I think they did that really well. I think McFarlane kind of set the tone for that. As far as vehicles, we've talked about it, Mr. Storm and I. We're like, we love the vehicles. McFarlane does it really well. I don't like the windowed vehicles. Is it going back to what I said about Ramen and other vehicles? I want it to be hidden. I want it to be a surprise, man. Give me some cool art. I think they could have taken the Batman and Batcycle and give us some really cool comic book art from DC Books where he's on the Batcycle, and then let me open it. But this feels cheap, man. Anytime I see a windowed like vehicle, it reminds me of like a $14 item sitting on a shelf at like KB Toys. Like, it just doesn't feel like high end. You know what I mean?
This would never make it into KB Toys, first of all. Second of all, I don't like the fact that the Batcycle is windowed and then your action figure can't even pull his head back far enough to look straight ahead. So, like, that's just bad. That's just like bad branding. Like, I saw this in Target and I was like, oh, the bats, I don't want it. Because I realized none of his figures could lift their heads back far enough. So,
keep it enclosed, man. I'm telling you, I think that's the way to go. Well, I mean, look, Kelly's gonna know more than I will when it comes to vehicles, but
absolutely,
I would just say I love it. I love it more than any windowed, man. And this thing, the bubble cracks and gets dent. They're not putting high end like plastic on this, so it kind of sucks.
Absolutely. Next week when I have when my meeting with McFarlane, I'll let him know your notes, Rad. He's always because he's watching the show more. He wants us to remove that line for Pre-Order Mafia.
Him and Liefeld watching every week.
Kelly, your thoughts on the Mr. McFarlane and his packaging?
Yeah, for me, this is the worst offender on the entire list. It's so boring. And if you look at the Ramen toy stuff, right? Like this is a limited color palette. Perfect example. But it's so terrible compared to the Ramen Racer or the van. If you look at like trying to tell a story with your color or whatever, this is just like, this reminds me of when you would build a website before AI and it would ask you like, hey, do you want us to build it from a template? And that's what you get. Like, it's just, here it is. And yeah, it's just so not even thought about. I mean, I guess the Mortal Kombat one is kind of interesting, but it looks like they just dragged and dropped stuff on it. And I hate this.
Kelly just called McFarlane the WordPress.
I can't even believe I'm saying it. But Brad, you made a really good point, right? McFarlane made his brand off the fact that he was a really awesome comic book artist with this amazing detail. If he could have just taken a shot from one of his Batman DCs and just here's where I would just go against what I said on the Transformers earlier. Like, make a solid background for the Batman and then cover the rest of it with Batman art. That would have been rad.
Okay. All right. And Shelf Life says, I don't know if my personal bias as a MK, but I do like the new Mortal Kombat packaging. And let's see, Mr. Bonner right here is throwing it in, which I know this is going to be interesting. I got to say, Data Toys, Jack's Mattel, WWF, Retro Fest, Ric Flair packaging. Okay, so now we know where they get it from.
You know what they say? Stealing is the best compliment. But
Just
then
took the
again,
words out of my brain.
Where's my money?
That's not what they say when you run out of stuff at Target.
Where's my No, they don't.
They don't say that. Dr.
Thank you, steal again. Yeah. Well, I don't feel quite as strongly as Kelly does about these, but you know, it's not great. Like, you can see the Batman figure, but if you use this exact same thing for Dr. Fate, you kind of lose Dr. Fate. So you got to change it up with different characters or something.
Yep. I will give you that. All right. Well, McFarlane, again.
That's Dr. Brantley's public face. In private, he totally agrees with me.
Yeah.
I doubt that.
We will throw it on to the next one. Let's jump into it right here. G.I. Joe Classified. Well, here's the thing. I am a G.I. Joe biased individual, so this fails me. But I got to say, man, on the contention of the package of the year, that Cold Sliver shocked the heck out of me, man. I did not think they were coming with that. If you're an inbox collector, you've got to actually open it up a little bit because it has a actual case that slides itself. But it's pretty awesome. If you're an inbox collector for the Rattler, that's going to be hard to do because it's a closed box. But I love the artwork that they do. For all three of the Haslabs they've done so far, they've done a great job on that. Pretty much we've seen. If you haven't seen it on the channel, you should be watching it. A new unbox with actual Steeler and Short Fuse. Great review that's on there. Check that out. But these are their standard boxes and everything. I think they do a good job, but it's the specialty boxes, and I think Cold Sliver really kind of did that. And again, we were at San Diego Comic-Con. We were able to attain it. I actually have it here, and it is hard to display now. I will tell you that because it is a very large item, and I'm still figuring out how to do that. But Mr. Maddox, what do you say about that, bro?
Well, I will say this, that I appreciate everyone watching. If you're just watching right now and you haven't done it, like, subscribe, and follow because it's important. Huge shout out to all of our channel members, the Shadow Elite, the Syndicate, and of course the Prospects working their way all the way up the ladder. We appreciate you. And if you're on a show, chances are you'll get a membership if it's coming from Meeks. So with that being said, all of these I love. The Cold Slither is probably my favorite. The Haslab, the Rattler Haslab is untouchable. I mean, it's such a good product. It's really well put together. It was fun to open.
Keep rubbing it in, bro. Keep rubbing it in.
Yeah, it's just really good. It's just real good, Although I did hear that there's some other better Cold Slither, Jack my Invaders packaging. So we now know that there are a couple people we got to go after for some money for Vonner. So that's
we do.
They just released a Cold Slither comic
on that
too.
now for you, brother.
Yeah.
We'll get it back for you.
Oh, did that Cold Slither comic?
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep, they did.
Well, IDW who did that? One?
That one, no, that's over Skybound.
Oh, Skybound. Yeah.
Skybound.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. But yeah, no, I think these are great. This reminds me that I actually need that Cobra Commander. So
yeah, absolutely. Kelly,
that's at Walmart. That's on Peg Hooks, bro.
It's still, yeah. And actually,
Yeah.
give it a little time. It'll be a little cheaper, brother. Hold on that a little while. Kelly, go ahead, man.
So I think this is a much better example of what McFarlane was trying to do. You know, it's a limited color palette. It still looks good, but you have that nice gradation. Like this is what Mattel did so well with Motu and Hasbro with G.I. Joe back in the day. You have that nice burst and fade out. So you get that bright kind of thing, but then it mutes to showcase the character. And the character's colors are somewhat offset or complementary to the background packaging. So, I mean, the Cold Slither thing, that's just awesome. I love it. I love it. The whole thing. I was in a band. I was in a metal band. So everything about Cold Slither, I kind of love. But yeah, it's not my favorite. I just think it's a better attempt than the McFarlane one at a similar kind of design.
All right. And Dr. Brentley.
Yeah, Cold Slither is one of the top 3 for me of the year. It's brilliant way to display it. Again, anything that's like a play set or a diorama that's just the packaging that it comes in, it's like an extra bonus for you. The Rattler looks cool. This is like the other way to do the packaging than the Ramen, right? Where they had just the limited colors. This is a full color thing, but it's well done and good looking art.
Yeah, absolutely. I will definitely agree with you on that one. And we'll roll into the last one. And I will say this because I personally own this one. And out of all the things, I'm a G.I. Joe fan. But hot damn it, that Star Wars Celebration Ronin, that was the best piece of packaging I think I've ever seen in any part of my collection.
I love that one.
It looks like if you've ever been to Japan or any kind of point of that, as well as I that those bento boxes has that same kind of feel. It looks everything about it, but when you open it up, you can slide out. You have the entire set. You can display it like that. It's just the awesome thing. That's in the package. I've left that alone. But then also they've been kind of hitting it with the Mustafar San Diego Comic-Con set, with the New York Comic-Con version of the Emperor Palpatine and Mace Windu, which I actually have that box right here too as well, that you can see. That we got that based off of great, like I said, artwork in the back. Has a little slide case, so you take that open, and then if you flip it off, and we'll get this out of there. Let's see, and we'll take this out. You can open it up, and it actually gives a scene. Let me hold this back a little bit of Emperor Palpatine's office. Obviously, the character's out of that. So quite eventful. Again, we were talking about the Marvel Legends team. Well, the Star Wars Black team really kind of like Black Series team took that up a notch. And, again, that Ronin one, that is my box of the year. How do you feel about it, Kelly?
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I was talking with Chet earlier about, sometimes simple in design is better. It's just harder to do. Johnny Ives, that kind of stuff. I love the packaging of the Ronin. I love that you have this epic shot on the back, and you take a risk when you do that because you leave so much open space, but holy cow, like that epic shot tells you what you're getting. And then the fact that they, really just went the extra mile on kind of the cultural aspect that you were talking about, Alex, I think is so well done. Limited color palette, again, used very effectively. And then, with the Anakin and Obi-Wan one, like it's so simple, but oh my gosh, your eye is completely drawn to that offset of the fire and the orange. And then you've got his blue lightsaber. I mean, everything about that is working for me.
Absolutely. Mr. Maddox.
Look, I am with Commander Bly here. The Ronin packaging for me is going to be a very difficult one to beat. I took the character out of the packaging, but he's on top of the packaging. But it is very, very good. And Shelf Life says Black Series is my bread and butter. Definitely a mixed bag. Love their exclusive packaging like the Ronin and Obi, Annie. Single packs seem a bit generic. Personally prefer the old gaming greats. Yep. And then Nelson said, I'm glad I found this channel. Well, we're glad you found us as well.
Thanks, Nelson.
I love packaging design, and I used to work at Artist Island back in the day.
There you go.
All right,
Cool.
packaging was very important to use. Yeah, so this is a thing is I think that you could look, and we've talked about this a lot off camera. You could have a really good product, but if it's not packaged to grab the eye, nobody's gonna. But when I say nobody, the amount of people you could reach with better packaging is far superior than just saying like, you know, if for instance on here, if we took this Darth Vader, put it in different packaging and made it pop, well, then you would have the ability to like probably sell more of those, right? Like it just depends on that. So
And I gotta say too, like as a guy who's like into heavy metal and all that kind of stuff, there were like back in the day, you would buy albums purely on the artwork, and then you get home and like, this is garbage. But you know, half the time you were buying it just purely on the artwork.
Yeah.
So you know, totally important.
Chet and I used to work at Apple. You mentioned Johnny Ives and the intent behind the packaging design. And one of the things that I remember from my days at Apple was when you opened up a new iPhone box, Chet, you remember this, the sound that it made. It was this, it detached when you opened up the plastic, you opened up the top of the box and it went, and that was very intentional. And when I look at the Ronin figure, it was definitely intentional for the opening aspect.
Yeah.
You undo the little string, you open it up. I love the thought behind that. And so
It's
I think
an experience.
if you're going to pay a little bit premium for a figure, and now we're going to talk about vehicles really soon here, like there's part of that experience. You take it out of the box, you take the figures out. Maybe there's like one thing I did like about Transformers though is there's a manual to show you how to like, you know, transform the figure.
Yeah.
You open up the sleeve, the booklet, it shows that some of the like the imports have the Japanese writing. It's really cool. So going back to like vinyl, you take out the sleeve, the inserts, you look all that stuff. I think there's an element of that missing in the action figure or toy community that should be brought back. So I love when like a company like Hasbro does it with the Star Wars Ronin. I would love to see that more and more over time.
Absolutely.
Yep,
and,
Nelson.
Yep, he's absolutely right on that. Also, Warner hit us up with a little bit of, you know, guys.
Nice.
Nelson did the Raimi Lee pinup. He's family, and he's one of the Lord comic artists. Absolutely, welcome him in. Thank you,
in, bro.
Dr. Brentley, your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't know. It all looked good. What were we talking about? We've taken it off the screen.
Yeah, the actual Star Wars, the Black Series.
Now the Star Wars box looked like that's art on its own. Yeah. You know, like that. Like I understand Chet displaying it on its own. Like you can keep the figure in there. It just looks nice. But yeah, the regular Black Series individual figures could probably do something to spice it up a little bit.
Yeah.
But the Obi-Wan and Anakin packaging is great also. Like that's one you could even leave in there and just put it up on the shelf as is.
Absolutely. Well, like I said, again, we're at the point in the show where we do a little, like, you know, we pay the bills and do other kind of stuff. And, you know, and that one point of paying the bills is if you actually got a little bit of that extra cash, since it is Friday, you want to make sure that you head over to Big Bad Toy Store and drop your dollars on one thing and one thing only. That's right. One thing and one thing only. The Bandito is now from Odd Frog Entertainment, which we'll give a little thing. The Bandito.
Nice job, Steve. Late on the clap, by the way, you jackass.
We'll give it to him tonight, man. Wow, poor Steve. If you've seen this, look, I've seen it in person. And when you look, it's one of those things where, just like Morpheus said in Matrix, it's something you just have to see for yourself. It is a phenomenal car. There's a lot of engineering, a lot of thoughts that's put into it. It is premium, one of the 112 vehicles that, and I will use this term, it is a must. You must have this on your shelf because you will regret it, because somewhere down the line, there's going to be a flipper that's going to put this on eBay, and it's going to be 3 times the amount of money because this thing will grow in value. It is such an actual amazing feat to get it up on a store like Big Bad Toy Store. So, Kelly, you're riding cloud nine and everything. I said, what did it feel like to get into the big boy arenas?
You know, first of all, it's so awesome. I'm super grateful. First of all, I'm grateful to everybody that's purchased the car and stuck with us for so long. That's my first thank you to everyone. Secondly, I would have to thank David Bonner, who's just absolutely walking magic, and the rest of our wider team. And then thirdly, I want to thank the Big Bad Toy Store. It's been a long journey getting here and a lot of drama and stuff like that. And thank you, Nelson. But we're here. We're here now. It's a major step for our little independent toy design company, and I'm extremely grateful to Joel and the rest of the team at Big Bad for I also want to say I want to give a shout out to Big Nerdy at Nerdzoic. Mm-hmm. He took all the risk up front with a small nobody company like us and featured us and really put us out there, and he's been a great friend to our company. And just shout out to Big Nerdy. Thank you, brother. Even he was like, you got to get in Big Bag Toy Store. And I'm like, I'm working on it, And then David comes along and just starts raining miracles on our little company. And, that's another big thank you I have is to my dear friend and brother, David Bonner, absolute walking magic. And he's a huge part of why we were gifted this opportunity. So I'm extremely grateful, guys. It's really exciting. It's just a reminder that, we got to go back to work on Monday.
Yeah, pretty much. It always works like that. One of the beautiful things too, is if you know Vonner, it's like, when you go to the Vonner theme park, it is always, you want to get on every ride. You want to make sure that you grab your Vonner ears and put them on, because it is an absolutely theme park whenever you go to him, because he has so many great ideas in so many situations. When you know a brother that's grinding, he's grinding just as hard as the rest of the team. And it's just amazing. So thank you, brother. Congratulations. And look, man, the congratulations goes to you, Kelly, goes to Eddie, the guys that really just had a conceptual dream and brought it into reality and everything. And I know you guys are just like, I saw the Big Bad announcement. Everyone from our buddies over at Purple Gang were extremely impressed, and everybody's getting the word out to Toy Mercs. Everybody is just 100% excited about this, because it is built for the community, for fans. If you're a toy photographer, this is the car for you. If you know someone that's into cars, maybe they're not into toys, but they're just like, they're a gearhead, this is going to sit. This is a item that you give to somebody for Christmas, an uncle or a father or anyone else, and they can put it on. One of the best parts of engineering of this car is when you turn the actual lights on. And I thought, if there's something that's subtle that we were talking about all night that's ingenious, this is the one feature that I thought brought it to the next level, where you can literally, and Kelly's going to demonstrate that for us, you grab the hood open and you press the battery. Now, can't tell you how many times I've seen other vehicles and other great things, and that's just a subtleness that just comes right down that I would have never thought of even myself, but it makes sense when you see it, man. What do you think about that, Kelly?
I couldn't agree with you more. This is a prototype, guys, so don't look at the windows.
There you go.
But yeah, just to tell you what Alex is talking about a little bit, like, we have spared no expense in the details of the interior, because our whole thinking from the beginning was toy photography, right?
Yeah.
And guys like Insightful Imagery, and I'll just hold it up here for a second. Guys like Insightful Imagery, First Strike Figs, Thor, Skydro, really, they were the ones that have the prototype first in hand and were able to take pictures of it and stuff. And I was so grateful that they showcased the interior, because this is the thing I'm actually really proud of, is that we really chased toy photography. And there's some Easter eggs in there and stuff. And then kind of back to your point, Alex, about thinking about the collector community, thinking about customization and all that. It's like, the advantage of having a 2-year development time, which is similar to Mattel and Hasbro on kind of anything, right? Mm-hmm. Is that you don't just stop when things are happening, right? We've continued to develop the car Thanks to David Vonner, we've created a whole new product called Bandito Radio.
Absolutely.
Which also, thanks to people in our immediate community, is also on iOS and Android apps. So you can, we've continued to develop the product. And for me, what I love is that we're thinking outside of the box. So if you're thinking of toy photography and you've got your Bandito and it's got all this detail and you're setting up shots, well, now we've also kind of further extended that world with Bandito Radio so that you can, thank you, Nelson, so that you can really envelop your headspace. Art Bell used to talk about theater of the mind, and that's what really came to mind when David said, we got to have a radio for the car. Mm-hmm. So, we've continued to just develop the car as we've been, promote. One of the things as an independent company is you kind of have to show the design process before other companies would be comfortable doing that. Sure. So it's been a long journey, but it's pretty typical of most development times. And I couldn't be more proud of everybody in this room too, that we've gotten to this point. So,
well,
Kelly, you know what I found super fascinating, because obviously I've been into some of the conventions, quite a few across the country with Bandito on display. And typically when you have like an action figure vehicle, you get a lot of the toy collectors that are interested in that for obvious reasons. What I found interesting about the Bandito is a lot of like car guys.
Yeah.
Where like, I don't collect figures, but like, I want that car. And some that don't even collect cars, but they're just like, dude, that'd be rad on a shelf. And so I think that's so interesting that there's like a connection to car culture outside of just toy culture. And I think this is really cool to see that. But I know a lot of people were like hyped. I could just tell as you or Eddie or everyone else was engaging with people, they were just like, I'm just so interested in this, man. Like I used to collect cars, or like they got their little kid. It's like this could be the first dad son car opening up on Christmas. So I thought it was just really cool to see that live.
Yeah, I'm with you, Rad. Like that's just kind of a happy accident, right? We wanted to make a cool toy. And I think what people are attracted to is the customization and the detail. And really, I got to give a shout out to my business partner Eddie Hermosillo. He did a lot of the aesthetic design of the car. And I'm talking real subtle stuff, like how the lines go down the side. We agonized over, not really, but I mean, it was a thing we thought about so that you catch the planes of the light just right. And then the matte black was a thing. Well, this actually photographs well. So, I just appreciate everything you guys are saying about it. And, Nelson, we do have packaging ready to share. I probably should have done it on this show because it is ready, but I would say, look for us next week. I'm going to be sharing the packaging.
What was others probably, what was the mentality behind the packaging? Like now that we've heard your perspective on, Hasbro's and all that stuff, like, how did you arrive at the current state of packaging with the Bandito?
It's all that stuff I talked about, just graphic design. I was studying graphic design and illustration before I went to Otis for product design, essentially. So it's just near and dear to my heart that things are graphically and compositionally laid out well. But, first and foremost, I'm thinking about keeping the product secure in the box. So we won't have a window. That's just the nature of something that has 76 pieces of injection molded plastic that's meant for you to break apart and put back together. I don't really know of anything else out there like that. So it'll be a closed box, but that's why the artwork was also really important to me to be captivating. And then I guess the main hint I'll give away about the packaging is that I wanted to tell a story. And the story is that this is built for you to tell your own story. So I've used kind of what I know about color theory to kind of showcase that there's many aspects to this car.
Absolutely. Awesome. Well, like I said, again, ladies and gentlemen, this is up on Big Bad Toy Store and also on Odd Frog Entertainment on, either over to Nordzoic. It is on, obviously, our sponsors.
Oh, and Hella Dope, guys. Hella Dope is another major distributor for us that gave us an early chance. So I don't want to forget them. They are not a small thing, and I appreciate them as well.
Absolutely. And again, our sponsor, which is holygrailtoys.com. There's a grail, and you can always find it at Holy Grail. And you want to definitely do that. So you've got, look, there's no excuse out there. You've got a bunch of options to go and do it. You know, you can actually go out there too, so some blood banks and everything, and actually get a little blood for the weekend, get a couple of bucks back and everything. You know, now do it every other couple of days. Don't do it all in one because it'll make you a little woozy. But you've got no excuse not to actually pick up the Bandito. This is going to look great. And if you go over to the Instagram page of Studio 112FX, you will see what it looks like, an image of the Bandito and the Ramen Racer together, because they complement one another. If you bought the Ramen Racer, you're definitely going to want to have the Bandito. You can see his shot. It's got two different dual characters that are riding the car. It is a fantastic shot that is done by, I'll give a little hype man over here, by Mr. Maddox, and another certain photo cinematographer out there that kind of did it, but looks really good. It complements, you'll see all new ways of what you can do with this car. So that's absolutely amazing on that. You know what? When we go from amazing cars and everything, we got to tell you what to put in the cars. So we've got a little bit of, well, pre-order mafia.
Leave the McFarlane. Take the Mezco.
I keep promising Uncle Todd that we will change that.
Well, I was thinking about changing it to leave the McFarlane, take the McFarlane, because, you know, he's got some that are good, some that suck.
Well, as always, the Illmatic, Mr. Maddox, break us down. What's the rules of pre-order mafia for our first-time viewers?
Yeah, first timers, welcome in. It is actually 3 tiers, and it is one is a made figure, meaning that you're gonna purchase this. It's pre-order. You understand it. Everybody should buy it, and if you don't buy it, we just don't understand why. The second one's forget about it, meaning we understand why you pre-ordered. It's not for us, but we get it. We understand it. Number 3, sleeps with the fishes. Pretty self-explanatory. No one should buy it. Doesn't make sense. Wait till Ross. And then, as you find out in every episode, there's always another one, whether it's above or below. You'll find out, and we'll know. So,
all right. Well, we start off tonight interesting is that we hit it up with Boss Fight Studio. They are actually knocking out some stuff. And if you actually didn't pick up the Super 7 version of Conan the Barbarian, they're actually doing one that's kind of close to the Vazetta version. And this is, look, I've always been a fan of Conan. It doesn't matter how many Conans you got. They're all different ones, especially if you got the versions of the Arnold Schwarzenegger looking one. But this is not bad, man. I like the stuff they're doing for the hack line over there. So this is a made figure for me. Mr. Maddox, what's your thoughts on it?
yeah, I mean, it's cool. It's awesome. I'm not a massive fan of Conan, so it's a forget about it. But it's like teetering the line for me. Like, I get it, and I love the fact it's 118. So. It's right there for me.
All right, Kelly, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, aesthetically, it's very nice looking. I'm a Conan fan. I'm probably more of a Frazetta fan. And you know, I didn't know much about this until you said it, kind of, Alex, like this, their whatever line. So I'm a little confused by the shoulder articulation, but you know, like you said, it's probably, you know, that kind of thing or that kind of line.
All right. So is this a purchase for you?
Probably not.
All right. So we'll put it there. We'll give you the forget about it.
Okay. I like it, but yeah, I mean, yeah. I'm really busy buying toys that don't exist yet. So
Rad, your thoughts about it?
Once you go Mezco, nothing else matters.
Dude, that's nice.
Sorry.
Yeah,
sorry. There's no
good.
Conan in the world that will compare to.
That's real metal,
beautiful.
right? The chainmail.
Beautiful metal. Soft goods.
This has to sleep with the fishes now.
I mean, it's yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna change mine to sleep with the fishes, and I'm gonna go spend $500 on the Mezco.
I'm sorry, Mezco is made by far the best Conan in various versions of Conan. So Conan is the man, and then we're gonna get the Arnold version with the paint on his face, so the war paint.
All right.
They do it the best, man. Sorry. I love boss fight, but with Conan, it's hard to compare.
Dr. Brentley.
Actually, I was gonna say this is a made figure. I love Conan, but you know, you can't compare it to Mezco. But I would still buy this.
Yeah, Mezco flexing. There you go. We move on to the next one on the list. Jada E Honda. If you ever played Street Fighter 2, which Mr. Maddox and I spent many of our childhood days and a lot of our parents' money on it. One of favorite characters. Look, I think they're doing really good stuff over at Jada. This one though is, I haven't purchased a lot of them, but this is a forget about it for me. But I do like it, and also let everyone know Monday. So maybe set your alarm clocks to 9 a.m. Eastern or Pacific Standard Time, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Monday, November 24th. This comes up for pre-order, so it'll be through your fan channel, so you'll be able to see it at Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth, and a couple other places. So make sure you're checking it out. But that's Monday releasing on that one. Dr. Brentley, what's your thoughts on Jada Toys E Honda?
Yeah, well, this is a forget about it for me just because I don't really care about Street Fighter, but I have to say the effects on that hand are amazing. That looks cool.
I don't understand how you come on this show and destroy a 35-year friendship every time you come on. But you do a good job of doing it.
I just don't like one thing that you happen to like, whatever. I wasn't into Street Fighter 2.
Yeah, well, you need to go spend some time on Mr. Maddox sticks.
All right. Time you'll see me in the background just playing.
Mr. Maddox, I already know your opinion, but go ahead and give it to him because I see the smile rolling on your face.
Yeah, I mean, this is cool. It's a forget about it for me, but it's only forget about it just because I haven't done the whole line, so I'm not going to jump in now. But I was going to point out exactly what Dr. Brentley said, which is that the hand effects are awesome.
Yeah.
And I wish that they would have done that with Chun-Li.
Yeah. Well, don't worry. You get that second version 3 or 4. They'll do that with. Kelly, your thoughts?
Yeah, I love this. I mean, to get that kind of posability out of a character shaped like that, I think is a major kudos. Like that's.
What do you mean by shaped?
He knows it, man. He's a big boy right there.
He's a big boy. That's some engineering. I think it's really cool. They honored the character well. It looks like the character, and again, the hand is just superb. That's so cool.
So what Kelly's saying is if you're a big boy, you shouldn't be able to move like that unless you're engineered well. Got it.
If you can move like that and you're a big boy, you can take your shirt off too.
Yeah. Okay.
And Rad, your thoughts?
He's like, Mezco did it better. And then this is
actually, Storm Collectibles did it better.
Right?
But no, I like Jada. Like, this is cool. I'm not a big Street Fighter collector, but it's kind of cool. I love like you said, the hand effects there. So I don't know what's the cost on this, like $30, 35.
Yeah, it's about 30.
So Jada, look, reasonable price if you want to get in the Street Fighter collection. This is it. So I would say okay, not a made figure, but forget about it.
All right.
So Kelly is pretty much saying that Jada should do the fat bastard figures.
Yes.
Yeah. So we'll move on to that, and then McFarlane has to get on the list somehow, and he does get on the list. And actually, this is a McFarlane store exclusive, the Batman That Laughs. So you can actually go over to McFarlane Toys.com, and you can actually pick this up if you want this one. This one is put them in some concrete boots and in the bottom of the river, because this one is this is gone for me, brother. This does not work. I don't think this is one of his better figures. But we'll go with Rad. Your thoughts on Mr. McFarlane and the Batman Who Laughs?
It's gonna be a no for me, dog. I don't know. I'm just
okay. It just didn't work. Broke him up. He's almost speechless on this one. Kelly, your thoughts on McFarlane and the Batman Who Laughs?
Yeah, I don't understand the color kind of theme. I love this character. I read that series. I love everything Greg Capullo does, so that was kind of my main focus on it. I'm intrigued by the sculpt. I like the drapery effects and stuff that he's got that looks like, that looks legit. But Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it really.
Dr. Brentley, because I already see. I know Chet's gonna have to have a wind up for this one. So go ahead.
Well, you're gonna get the doctor who cries because this is awful. You should tie this to some of those Marvel Rivals figures of his and throw it over the edge.
Okay, Mr. Maddox, leaving the last but great one for you.
Look, there are many things that could be said, but do you ever remember stories of how they like are doing construction sites and then someone falls in, they accidentally pour cement?
Yeah.
Well, this one gets its own cement coffin at the bottom of the river. So they actually take time and they pour the cement over this in a wood box and throw that shit over. This is one of the most, at $29, I don't understand what I'm looking at, on top of the fact of like, you couldn't have found like a better version of this to use from that whole storyline. This is McFarlane at his finest. So
What they should do, like, you remember where they buried all those ET cartridges back in the day?
Yeah.
They should take a grave digger, take all those out, put all those sons of bitches in, put the ET cartridges back on top, and bury them all together.
Oh, wow.
I think Chet came up with a new packaging design idea, though. Just encase it in concrete. You can throw it over the bridge right as you get out the store.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. Well, we do have to put them on the list. Again, Todd, I'll talk to you on Tuesday.
It comes with cinder block boots.
As the mob would say, put the contract out.
And we will throw the last one, which is gonna be Hasbro Toys. They've been doing a pretty good job of this with the G.I. Joe line, the Alley Viper. The Alley Viper. So at $27, this pre-order is available right now, so you can actually go pick them up. A lot of people are into this line. This is not the 6-inch line. This is the actual 3-3, right around 4-inch tall line, and it's really kind of drawn a little bit of attention. It's got the high detail of a Hasbro classified figure, but yet you get a little bit more shelf space on it.
Wow. I didn't even know they were doing these. How many did Hyatt produce yet?
I think they've done about 5 in total, because I know they've done Snake Eyes, they've done a Roblox, they've done I think Destro. I think they've done a couple, so they're not that far into the line if you're trying to jump into it.
I'm surprised that they got the license to do these. I mean, I know Mezco had it, but like it's such similar.
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, I will tell Super 7 this. Take a look at this Super 7. This is how you do a 3 3/4 figure.
Rad, I would say it's probably the scale.
Yeah.
So when I was at Mattel, they had lost the Disney Princess license, and one of the ways it was a certain scale that they lost, and one of the ways that they were trying to get back into Disney was to just do completely different scales and stuff. So I know with companies and stuff, there's a licensing thing where if you're working with a different scale, they'll allow you to do stuff.
That makes sense.
All right, Kelly, your thoughts on this scale and this version of the Alley Viper?
I'm really impressed by this. It looks so good. I love the grittiness of it. And I assumed it was just 1/12 scale, and when you tell me it's smaller, like, that's majorly impressive to me. I think this looks really, really good.
And Dr. Brentley,
it looks cool. It's not for me, but this definitely is a cool figure.
All right, and we've got Jordan from Canada.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Interesting, absolutely great job. Yeah, so if you want to get into the line, it's not crazy, but and at $27 a figure, I don't know what they're selling on retail, or the secondary markets, but some of these are still at some of the conventions. You can still pick some of these up too at cost. So I think they're doing a pretty decent job when it comes to making that scale, and it's like a mini classified figure. So I can't claim it. It's a great line, dude. And again, it's a little bit cheaper than the Mezcos, because the Mezco line has gotten to be extremely hard to find those Joes. So
yeah.
And let's see what else he's saying. It's yes, we made a miniature smaller to get the Marvel licenses. Oh, okay, all right, there you go.
Smart.
Works right into that. And all right, well, we left it here. If you haven't done it already, make sure that you're comment, but most of all, you are subscribing to the channel. And while you're at the channel, make sure that you become a channel member, because why? There's certain perks of channel membership. Get to see before everything gets launched on Bandito Radio. You get to hear the actual exclusive Bandito Radio show here on the channel members, and only for channel members. Action figure frequencies with Mr. Maddox and myself, and then you can listen to it for 100% free over on the Bandito Radio if you like. But we've got that rolling. And guess what?
Cease and desist is in the mail already.
From there, we jump to, it's time for some plastic news. That is right. Plastic News is on SKN. It's powered by plasticnews.com. Get all your entertainment and toy news from Plastic News. And they just added an event calendar for every, and I do mean every, toy show across America. I'm talking about the River City Back Alley Toy Show. You know, I didn't even know there was one that was that. You can find it there in the event list. And if you do have an event and you've noticed that it's not up on there, then hit those guys up over there and let them know. But believe me, I have seen every event as possible. So definitely want to get that there. And actually you can, Mr. Maddox, if I'm not mistaken, because I know I'm gonna get this wrong for the Plastic News guys, but you can also add that to your Google device and your Apple device if you have it in the calendar sections, correct?
Yep, and you don't have to do much thinking about it. There's a little button there. You select add to calendar, and it sends you an ICS file, Google Calendar file, whatever you want.
Absolutely. So Plastic News, thank them for being a sponsor of the Shadow News Network, Pixel Plastic and Ink. And from there, we start off with popcorn buckets. And guess what? Another Avatar movie's hitting, and this time it's hitting the pocketbooks and everyone else. They've got some popcorn buckets, and this is an interesting one. We've seen some crazy popcorn buckets over the last couple of years, and it's been like it's going out of the psyche into the psyche all the time. Well, this one, you get yourself a dragon bucket if you want to, and it's a fairly good sized bucket. At Harkins, you can even have light up cup drinks, which is very interesting. And it's also through Regal, it's through Cinemark, and through all the other companies. They're all kind of sharing the same dragon bucket, but they've got some different things when it comes to drinking. But now here's the problem, though. And just like James Cameron, and I'm sure the executives over at Disney know, that he's mighty expensive, because this bucket, no matter where you go, whether it's AMC, it's Regal, it's whoever, it's $79. Now, look, I gotta say that's a tad bit overboard when it comes to a popcorn bucket.
That's because he's not going to make any movie from the stupid movie or money. Sorry,
but
it was crazy.
A lot, man.
Did you read like all the trailers that are going to be on this damn movie? So people are just going to buy their ticket to see like Doomsday teaser and all the other stuff. So I think these buckets are going to sell, man. Not for me, but I think people are going to buy it. There's Avatar fans. I don't know where they are, but people are watching the movie and paying tickets. Maybe they're all international. I have no idea how these movies make that kind of money, but this one's going to pull down some crazy money as well.
Well, if you just spent $20 a ticket, you're not going to spend $80 on popcorn. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Well, we're not, but they are.
They will. Trust me.
They will.
Some people will, but I think that that group is a lot smaller than they're thinking.
Yeah, and then also too, again, over AMC's as well. They've got their Dragon there. You get Banshee, and it's limited qualities. Believe me, at $79, it's not limited. You don't worry, they're gonna make as many people want to buy a $79 bucket. They'll make sure they got that for you. But you also have, I guess, what I would use to term a cheaper bucket of the just standard 10, which is probably right around the $17 to $24 mark. So they've got, and the toppers have been getting extremely popular too. So, you know, hey, you've got that out again, December 19th in theaters. You can get your Fire and Ash Love On through Avatar. And I think that's Avatar. Am I mistaken? Is that Avatar 4? Is this Avatar 3?
Well, no, this is 3.
There's 3. Hopefully the final 4.
One. No. There was Pocahontas, then Avatar, then the last Avatar, and then now this Avatar.
Well, that was a prequel.
All right. Well, here's the thing. Now, we've always told people that we are absolutely the home of all things. Now, if you go over to Starlight Digest, you know they love Star Wars, and they do. There's nothing wrong with Star Wars. We've aligned ourselves with all the other franchises other than Star Wars. So, we call ourselves the home of Star Trek. That's right. We live long and prosper on the channel. But, and like you can look right after Dr. Brentley, and I'm just dialing chevron number 6 so I can actually go to another gate, because guess what's returning? It's another Stargate. Now, if you go over to plasticnews.com, there's a brilliant article written over there about the upcoming new series. The one thing I will say is, going over to Amazon Prime, it is not a reboot, not exact continuation, but the thing that they did was, whether you're a fan of SG-1, the original movie, if you're the Atlantis, if you loved Stargate Universe, then it's going to be a semi-continuation. So you may get to see those characters pop in and out, but they're not just scrapping what they've done. They're just adding to the lore. Some of the original creators of the actual SG-1 show is there. I was pretty excited about this, man. Dr. Brentley, I know you were the one that got me to watch the first Stargate movie, but I know you didn't get into the TV shows.
Nope. Look, I loved the movie, but the TV shows, we were actually doing the little cut down trailer, 30-second spots for every single episode of Stargate SG-1. And I got so sick of looking at it and that stupid guy with the thing on his face. So I didn't even get into it.
Yeah.
That was their biggest thing, though. SG-1 was like,
that was a huge show, brother. I think it ran for 10 seasons, and it was mostly through the Sci-Fi Channel, which is I've heard
it was one of their anchor TV shows for the longest time.
Kelly, you ever dialed the Chevron Gate?
It was like on Showtime first, and then it moved over.
Okay, well, no wonder it didn't do well on Showtime. Dialing into the gate, Kelly, bigger than any sci-fi?
Not the show. I'm certainly aware of it, and I remember when it was on, and I always liked the MacGyver guy, But I loved the movie. I was a huge fan of the movie. It was so intriguing at the time because I'm into all that weird stuff anyways. And but no, it's never been like a huge thing in my world.
All right, well, I have to give my man, the gate crashing friend myself, Mr. Maddox.
Well, we'll see. Like SG-1 was cool. Stargate's one of my favorite. One of like my favorite. Like, what should I watch? I don't know. I'll put Stargate on in the background. Look, I would have been more impressed if this was Firefly, but I get that I get that they want to do it. I think that the problem is that I don't know how different you could be than any one of the other shows, and I don't know if there's really that fan base left anymore, because when's the last time any of you guys have watched Stargate?
I just watched it the other night. Of course you did. I got to be honest with you. Yeah, they've got it's on Pluto. Turn on middle of the night while I'm working. It's there, man. So I actually did kind of get the hyped up there. So yeah. From there, we're going to have
known you were going to watch it. This whatever.
Bro.
It's all Kelly's fault.
From there, got a little point. We've been teasing lore imprint. We've been teasing it for a while. You guys have seen that. And everybody's like, what's lore? What's the comic book imprint of everything we're doing here? There's a magical odd frog that actually has a graphic novel that will be premiering there. Which
magically appeared too.
Yeah. Through the snap of your fingers and overnight.
I wish.
And then there's other certain characters that will appear, but guess what? Before they make their actual introduction into the actual lore books, well, they're taking a little detour. And if you head over to Kickstarter, and I will have to say the bias of this, Dr. Brentley and myself had this character called Business Monkey. And every now and then we loan him out to certain other places, and we thought it'd be a good point since he's going to be on lore. But right now, the Powerverse Jump In Source book. And if you see down there on the bottom of the screen, a monkey with a shotgun, because who doesn't like it? And technically he's an ape, but it's just a joke inside thing of being a monkey, because apes have no tail. So we'll work that out and everything. You get the point. But if you go over there to Kickstarter, you can actually get Business Monkey, his first comic book appearance, before he appears in lore. And you definitely want to make sure that you're doing it right now. You got until December 2nd to make that pledge. And actually, it's not too bad. You get I think the lowest pledge on that is $10, if I'm not mistaken. And there's a actual little bit of a code on the bottom of the screen that you can go over to, a link, and you can check that out. We'll actually throw the link into the description at the end of the show. And there's a couple of pages from it. You can kind of see them and everything. There's original ones. He's also been in the indie deck that's by the same company over there, Powerverse. So he's got some actual cards that's out on the market, so you can actually look for him. But there he is again. The pride and joy. It's it's Dr. Brentley and our son. He's grown up and everything, and he's got a shotgun now.
Yes. And what kind of business is he in? Business Monkey. He is an insurance adjuster. Yeah.
If it's like a mixer, if you like Hellboy, you're into Big Trouble in Little China, you're gonna definitely love Business Monkey and his antics and everything. It's just really fun kind of thing. But before he launches on lore, we kind of thought it'd be great to actually just put him out there into the world and everything. So again, very proud of him. But head over to the Kickstarter, and that's the Powerverse Jump In Source Book. You can check that out and see the tiers. You got until December 2nd to make the pledge, and you too can have Business Monkey in your own home. Right there. That's all I've got. That's the end of Plastic News for tonight, man.
Well, what a night. We went extra long because we had an amazing special guest host.
Absolutely.
And Kelly, man, thanks for taking the time and hanging out.
Hey, thank
with
you
us
guys,
tonight.
man. My pleasure. I always love hanging out with you guys. So thank you.
Much
Well,
appreciated.
pleasure's all yours, man.
And as a reminder again, the Bandito is up for pre-order on various websites, including just recently Big Bad Toy Store. So get on there, but you can get it anywhere, man. And super exciting as always. Kelly, any last words or thoughts for people tuned in?
Yeah, it's coming first quarter, guys. Alex was talking about the collectability of it later. We want to put signed and numbered pink slips in there to honor the collector. If you ever sell it, you can actually transfer title ownership and stuff like that. We've had a lot of fun with it. And I'm just super grateful that we're at this point. So thank you all. It's everybody out there who's supported us is why we're here right now. So thank you.
Absolutely.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Well, thanks for hanging out, man.
Thank you guys.
And we just want to give some shout outs to everyone that hung out in the chat tonight, whether you're the usuals, the regulars, the Shadow Army, the Shadow Elite, or new folks that came in, man. Hit the subscribe. All you got to do is just follow, and if you want, you can be a part of the Shadow Elite. All it takes is a click away, and you get exclusive access to content. We do some giveaways, all that stuff. Another shout out to the Shadow Nose Network members here. As always, man, we appreciate it. If it weren't for all of you, we wouldn't be able to do the stuff that we love talking about every Wednesday and Friday night, 7 p.m. Pacific time, right here on SKN. And also a big shout out. We had Ace from Ramen Toys that hung out for a little bit. And then also the toy legend himself, Mr. Vonner, taking time to hang out and spread some love and give us some insight on some ideas that were how do we say stolen?
They stole all the good shit from him.
Okay. I mean, you said it.
And if you want a little bit
Mr.
more
Storm.
Vonner in your life, man, you've got to make sure he's been on Toy Box Chronicles several times, and there's nothing like hanging out with him and getting into insight. So we've got some old interviews of him, and you can also check out some old interviews of Kelly and Odd Frog, as he's been on. He's a staple onto our show, and we love having all the guys on. But wow, man, it's like, who would have known? I would just say, like, Toyvember is heating up, and we're at the point, man, where, like I said, again, Black Friday. Oh, we got some Black Friday stuff all next week for Toy Box Chronicles. And for, even though it's on Black Friday's on a Friday, you still got some hidden ones that we're going to give out. So all next week on Wednesday, we got your pre-Black Friday stuff, all the things that you should be, actually all the pricing and everything else. We want some figures out there. We're going to have that for you. And then on Friday, it's anything you might have missed or might have thought and you want to do a click in while you're doing the show. That's it. So it's going to be Black Friday Toyvember next week here on the Shadow Nose Network. And I know Chet's got some major things planned. How many unboxings you got coming up, Chet?
Right now I'm slated for about 30.
All right. And
They're all banditos.
And don't worry, Steve will be back next week. No matter what Rat says, Steve will be back.
Hell no, that dude is never coming back. That first 2 minutes of the show, hell no. If you all want to be a intern and assistant to the SKN crew, just drop us a line on Instagram. I don't care what these guys say. I don't care what Steve does. He is never returning back to SKN. So thanks a lot, Steve. I appreciate it. All right. Well, that's it. Well, for Mr. Storm, Dr. Brantley, Chet Maddox, and our special guest host, Kelly, we will see you next week on Toy Box Chronicles, 7 p.m. Pacific, Wednesday. Thanks again for hanging out. Have a good weekend.